Okay, some thoughts on your project. First of all, today was mostly going to be work time. I'm just going to show you a couple things and give you a lot of time to work. Your project is very well described in the Schoology page, but I want to go back and show you where some key things are in here. Like for instance, note that right here, Transformations Project, submit image here. Here's my grading scale. And what are the things I am looking for? You have to have each type of parent function show up at least twice. What are the parent functions? You have to have circles, and they're listed in a different document. They have to have circles, absolute values, square roots, which are like this, and parabolas. You need two of them. You can stretch them, of course, and they won't even sometimes look like a parabola anymore. If you stretch a parabola out enough, it can like just look like a curved line. All right, anyway, you have to have two each of those. How about this? Do you have an accurate list of equations? Now, it does say here that it has to be handed in, like on paper, handed in separate. Well, kind of. You can just take a screenshot of the desmos page that has the equations on it. You do not have to handwrite them out. We did make kids do that last year. I'm overruling that and saying it's okay if you just have a screenshot from desmos. Okay? Next, do you get that there's 4 points for creativity and 4 points for quality out of a total of 24 points? I'm going to say that again because that got distracting because somebody dropped something and everybody turned and had to look. I get it. There's 8 points out of 24 for quality and creativity. Do you get if a kid just has a bunch of circles and absolute value symbols and stuff, I have to give them these points? And I have to give them these points if they got the equations for them. But I don't have to give you these points unless you have very high quality, as in, what does quality mean? Well, I guess there's got to be some creativity shown, which is separate from quality. Quality would be things like it's neat and clear. Like I can see exactly what that is that you have drawn. Okay? I get what you were trying to make. Things like you have a curve like this and this just kind of overlaps a little bit. That's not high quality. Where things touch should be like perfect. They should be just perfectly touching. So if these things are supposed to touch and they have a little gap in there, that's a little bit off on quality. I'm not going to super zoom in on your picture to try to find if there's a teeny tiny gap, but that's the kind of things that you can do to make a quality drawing versus not. And you can change your domains so that this thing gets to be just perfectly met up. All right, so there's some thoughts. I hate it sometimes when kids have an awesome drawing and it's beautiful and they forgot like circles and boom, there goes 2 points off. And now they can only have a 22 out of 24 and now you're down to an A-. That's all it would take to forget something dumb like that. So look through the rubric. All right, now back to, if you haven't already, please put in desmos this, hold on, can't find my desmos graph. There it is, a parabola. And then let's limit it to between -2 and 2. Everybody find these. They're on your little keyboard. You have to hit like a key to get to the secondary keyboard. And we'll go from -2 is less than, always use less thans by the way, x, which is less than +2. There. It stopped my parabola from just going forever. Now watch what happens when a kid says, Mr. Server, all I did was move it to the right minus, let's say, 4, and look it, my parabola isn't even a parabola anymore. See what I'm saying? What happened when I moved it 1 over would be like, oh, it's starting to move out of the little zone. Do you get the zone that's set here is between -2 and 2? That's like these lines. It's only allowed to be seen in there. And if I move it too far to the right, it's going to be gone. Okay, so if you have that problem and you're like, your thing disappeared, here's what you do to get it back. Delete the domain and get it back again, and then you'll see it and you'll go, oh, I can see why I couldn't see it, because my domain was over here and my picture was over there. So anyway, try deleting the domain if you lose a function. And last but not least, this is counting as a test. Counts in the 90% category. That means that between now and Monday when you turn this thing in, you can for sure make this into an A if you want to. This is one of those rare times when you have complete control over getting an A. You can study for a test and still not get an A. Okay, but you know you can get an A on this. You know what my rubric is. You know exactly the things that I want. So you've got the time. So now, the rest of the time is yours to work on your project. If you get stuck, please bring it up here. And don't forget to save it. If you don't have an account for Desmos yet, go link up your school's email account, the one that's mtka.org, and get a Desmos account. All right. That's all I have for you for today.